Friends and lovers, welcome to the Jimpressions for Star Wars Gamblefront 2, and this game left me with a bit of a dilemma. Do I cover the famous loot boxes, the gambling system first, or do I cover the breakages and bugs? Because the game is frickin' riddled with them. As you can see, I chose bugs. I was hit with a flash grenade, disoriented, walked backwards into some pipes, threw up my shield to protect myself. I was playing the heavy class here, and then got stuck in the pipes. And it's not because I've got the shield up, because in a moment I will just pop out as if nothing had happened. But for a long time, here I am, jumping, crouching, sprints, trying to get through. This is where I just resigned myself to playing the rest of the game like this, waiting to see some enemies run past, and there we are. Eventually, it just sort of pop out. It wasn't the shield's fault. Believe in the shield. There we go. Pop! The campaign is where Star Wars Battlefront 2 really stands out, though. Here we are with a vibrating TIE fighter, or, as I like to call it, a tie-brater. Now, if you think this is bad to look at, imagine trying to play it. Fuck this game, this broken-ass piece of shit game that sells at a shell price of $60. That's just the base price, not including season passes, which at this point have become obligatory, not including deluxe editions, not including the microtransactions, which we will of course get to later. For everything, for all of the money this fucking game wants, this is the result. And I'm not just like cherry picking here. My experience with the campaign, and to be fair, a decent amount of the multiplayer, has been bugs, lag, bullshit. Now, this is the Xbox One version, by the way. I sure as shit wasn't going to buy this fucking thing. Oh, by the way, if you have like eye problems, migraines, this gets worse, so much worse. Anyway, this came packed in with the Xbox One X that I got, thank God, because that was another dilemma I had. I was like, people are going to want me to cover this? I don't want to fucking give them money for this shit. And after playing it, I'm so fucking glad I didn't. You know what? I didn't even know that the campaign doesn't even end. It doesn't have an ending. That's coming later. They didn't bother to fucking finish it. But anyway, here I am trying to shoot things. Here's an interesting side effect of this bug. Here it's not just visual. I am finding it impossible to hit anything without using the TIE Fighter's barrage ability, which is on a fairly big cooldown because it's the really big ability. So all of this shit I'm supposed to destroy, like it's registering hits, but it's just taking forever. It took a very long time, and things only blew up when I was able to hit them with the barrage. I don't know if I show it here. Yeah, there we go. Now it blew up. And that's how I had to play that for ages. Here's just where I got a bit bored and confused, because there were some, triangles behind me. You see the red triangles on the screen, arrows. Presumably, it looked like it was pointing at something behind me, but I can't turn around, so this game is a piece of fucking shite. Anyway, it gets worse. This isn't done yet. So I finally blow up the last thing. Out we go, back to normal, right? Well, watch this piece of shit while I keep complaining about Star Wars Gamblefront 2. I am beyond insulted. Now, I often make fun of the gaming community for using words like insult and slap in the face. Whenever something gets, bombed on Metacritic and user reviews, you always see insult and slap in the face. And I'm here to tell you, as someone who makes fun of that statement, or those statements, constantly, Star Wars Gamblefront 2 is an insulting slap in the fucking face. And this is on top of that fucking AMA they did on Reddit. AMA normally stands for Ask Me Anything. For EA Dice, it stands for Ask Me Some Things and We'll Answer the Softballs. They didn't answer my one, by the way, which I thought was brilliant. But anyway, you've noticed by now, surely, that I'm flying in the air, like in that snowman Christmas animation, except not as endearing. But I am shooting the one rebel I can see. I restarted the game, bit annoyed with that. The tie-brater is still going, and it sort of looks like I'm fucking it. It looks like I'm fucking the TIE Fighter in the arse, which, to be fair, is sort of how Battlefront 2 feels. Oh, I said the name properly that time. How Buggyfront 2 feels. I'm quite proud of my little fake nicknames. It is kind of like watching a TIE fighter, or indeed any beloved element of Star Wars, being fucked up the butt. And they seem to enjoy it. Disney doesn't seem to give a shit that its game, that children will of course buy because it's Star Wars, has glorified gambling in it. No, I know it's not legally gambling. I know it's not even technically gambling, but in all of the colloquial senses, as I've said before, it's gambling. And, well, when we look at something like this, where now the entire fucking ship is vibrating, like it's just full of dildos. Ship full of dildos. I don't remember that in any of the expanded universe stories. When we look at this, I mean, you're gambling with just your basic $60. You're gambling on whether the game's good. Anyway, here's some multiplayer. It's all right. I'll be honest, I preferred Star Wars Battlefront 1, well, 2015. I preferred the 2015 Battlefront multiplayer and would have liked for that to have been a complete game. I played the hell out of that one. It was just incomplete. The full game cost, I mean, what was it, over $100? Like $110, because they had a $50 season pass, $60 game, and the season pass was required in order to finish the damn thing. So we have here what was supposed to be an apology for that. Remember when they announced Battlefront 2? They announced it with all this, we're the good guys, we're here to fucking make good on the Battlefront promise, to make up for the fact that the first one was rushed out to meet The Force Awakens. Here we are, another year with a marquee Star Wars game, and this one feels, even though it's more feature complete, rushed as fuck. Anytime, by the way, you notice in the multiplayer sections where I might be skipping a bit, where it looks like I'm running and then I stop for a moment and then run forward, that's been the experience consistently. That's just me getting a little bit big for my boots and going after people. But anyway, anytime I sort of stop momentarily and then keep running, that's not me, that's not the controller, that's just the game, that's how it feels. Again, at least on Xbox One, can't speak for the other ones. I'm certainly not getting Origin. I'm never having Origin installed on this fucking thing. So, PC versions of EA games are right out. And I was loath to buy it. And ordinarily I'll buy a thing on PS4, but I didn't. Because I had the code for this, and that freed me up from the dilemma of, you know, more or less de facto supporting the game, quote-unquote, in order to trash it. I just get to trash it, and I feel very, very good about that, because it's a piece of fucking crap. And I tell you what, this is beyond the loot boxes. The fact that it feels rough after, I mean, the first one came out in 2015. It's not 2015 anymore, they've had time. They've had time to get this right. You know, credit, quote-unquote, where it's due. They've put in space battles, hooray. You can play a TIE fighter. Hopefully you won't have the TIE fighter experience I had in the campaign. And there we go. Outside of that, I tell you what, this would have made an okay free-to-play game. And that's really where we're at. That's why I call it a fucking bad mobile game in a premium skin. Because that's what it is. Had this come out free, I'd have been alright with it, with its unfinished campaign. I wouldn't have needed the campaign. Fuck off the campaign, just keep the multiplayer, make it free to play, have all the fucking loot boxes and mobile shit you want. By the way, we're on the loot box section of the video. Hello, you're very welcome. You may have noticed there, if you have unopened boxes, the whole main menu darkens and has a pop-up reminding you there so that you're railroaded, shepherded into the whole freemium economy thing. Well, glorified freemium, because of course the game isn't free. And here we are with a duplicate as well. Yes, this has duplicates, which you get 200 credits for, and 200 credits are basically fucking worthless. So that's good. Thumbs up there. All the fun of gambling without technically being gambling and not having any regulations, let's not worry about that. Now, I've been told that people have played the game and said that the loot boxes are vastly overblown. The game's fucking built on them. Overblown my round and ready arse, okay? I do not believe that for a second. This game is built off the back of glorified gambling. It's all about this, all about these fucking cards. When you die, AI, the, for want of a better term, kill cam, showing you who killed you, where they are, also very helpfully tells you what cards, what weapons they had equipped, just to let you know what they had, in a similar vein to the kind of stuff Activision wants to do. The idea of the kill cam, of course, used to be to give you a bit of insight into where you may have gone wrong, what the other player was doing right. Nowadays, they can be used to advertise the monetization tactics. They can just show you who killed you and with what, in an effort to get you pissed off and think, shit, I need to get that card as well. I need my blues, I need my rares, my legendaries, my epics, my hero crates. So honestly, fuck this game incredibly hard. I mean, as hard as you can. With a spiky thing, if possible. It's a horrible, atrocious example of the decadence, the unchecked decadence of the so-called AAA video game industry, which, as I've said time and time again, is now a culture. It's not denoted by budget, it's not about big publishers. Culturally, AAA exists in this world where certain things have to happen. Season passes, DLC, microtransactions, gambling now, your multiple tiered deluxe editions. It needs all this to be a AAA game, because you know what? Games are so expensive. They're too expensive to make. I mean, there was no fucking way a Star Wars game, such an obscure property like Star Wars, wouldn't sell enough copies to make its money back. What a ludicrous proposition. That's why children need to get their parents' credit cards immediately to support this game. Did you know that playing this game in arcade mode limits the amount of credits you get because, and this is in the words of DICE on their disastrous Reddit MAA yesterday, we don't want people to abuse it to get credits. This is a game in which you can just spend as much money as you like to get lots of crystals to unlock new crates and get whatever the fuck you want and craft cards and all of this fucking shit. What they really mean is they don't want people who are playing quote-unquote for free. Let's ignore the fact that you A, bought the game, and B, enough with this, oh, they gotta pay to keep the online running. I do pay to keep the online running. I pay Microsoft and I pay Sony to keep the online running. Why am I seeing gambling when I'm playing console versions of a game? Answer that and try and stay fucking fashionable. Anyway, back to my point, what they mean is they don't want people who are, again, quote-unquote, playing for free to abuse the system. If you're willing to give EA money, and again, this isn't about supporting the game, it isn't about supporting the developers, you're giving EA money in order to fucking abuse the system yourself. They're the people they would like to see abusing the system. That's why, when I'm playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, I get to just watch other people play Darth Vader. You know what? Even with the reduced prices on him, I sure as shit ain't playing this long enough to get Darth Vader. I don't fucking care. And this is coming from someone who played more of Star Wars Battlefront 2015 than he cares to admit, was really fucking into it, started the year absolutely looking forward to this, and then trudged in sadly, grimly, after seeing how badly Electronic Arts mutilated it. And you know what? I don't even agree with the people who say it's a good game that's buried under the microtransactions. I don't even agree with that. I'd go so far as to say it's a middling game at best. The campaign isn't all that inspiring. The multiplayer isn't all that great. It's really not that good of a game. So to have all of the other bullshit on top of it is like putting shit sprinkles on a cum sundae. Fuck off. Hope this game burns and dies.
These bugs are very unhappy.